Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. Listen, we left off with the phone lines jumping about the one and only Travis Hunter. Two sides, playing the ball, Heisman Trophy winner. Listen, it's 111 and a half snaps a game averaged playing, Babsy.
I love the half.
Yeah, I don't know how do you get a half?
Like, because
what we doing?
Divide it by the number of games, and there's your half.
Okay, well, maybe he'll get a half in the league. Babsy, do you believe, before we jump into him and his comments at the Combine, do you believe he can do this in the league? Play both ways at that rate?
No.
Not even betting an eye. Like, this is not a
special human being. You're talking about play
being.
that many snaps on both sides of the ball? No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I don't.
I like it.
It's a grown man's
yes, it is.
league.
Absolutely. Always has been. It's going to be interesting. I do think the man
Do I think he can play on both sides of the ball? Yes. Do I think he can play that level and that many snaps on both sides of the ball throughout a 17-game? It's 17, right?
Yes,
yeah.
17 games.
Why did my brain just
a little fart.
Get mad at me? 17-game NFL season.
It's tough.
To that level of that many snaps? No, absolutely not.
That's tough. Okay.
And I know that he played power. Well, now it's power 4. I get it. It was power 4. But there, in the NFL, because of Ramon and watching him. I mean, these are big, grown, strong men at every single position.
So real quick though, let me throw this out there. When I was talking to Savage, his gripe would be with skill players. Mm-hmm. Skill players never really have to play the entire game. Wide receivers get a break. Running backs get a break. Okay. Quarterbacks and linemen don't get a break. Even the D-line gets a break. Now, guys on an island.
In plays or if they get taken out.
Yeah, it's a lot of times. Say you get on a 4, you get on a 12-play drive.
Right.
Those drives, you're not playing all 12.
You're not playing all
outside of offensive linemen.
But offensive linemen are, yeah.
They are. And the quarterback, bingo. But everybody else, so with that being said, Babsy, every case doesn't ask you to be, unless you're that lockdown corner guy that's not coming off the field and you traveling with somebody. But if that guy on the other end, DeAndre Hopkins or whoever your number one is, they get to take that break.
Calvin
Ridley. You get to take a break too, if you're defending him. So do you still think with taking that? I'm devil's advocate for you. You still don't think he can do it?
I still don't. No.
Okay. 615-737-1045 is the number to call.
Not at the level to where it's worth it.
Well, it's worth it
to be a number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm. So you don't think he's number 1 overall pick?
No.
Okay. Well,
but it's all in the eye of the beholder. That's all it takes is one,
Yes, absolutely.
All it takes is one.
So what position, Babsy, do you think Travis Hunter wants to play in the NFL?
Where's the money?
That's a good question.
What did he say?
I'm going to play both. That's not my job to figure it out. I like to play both sides of the ball. If they give me the opportunity to play both sides of the ball, I'm going to play both sides.
Okay. How about this number 1 now?
There go my girl. Get him, Babsy.
What position have the teams brought him in as, and what does he tell them when asked why he can play both?
I did some meetings at receiver, did some meetings at DB, so it's still up in the air. They say nobody has ever done it for real the way I do it, but I tell them that I'm just different. I'm a different person.
So.
I get it. You're different. NFL ain't. From top to bottom, this is not. There's no who did.
You don't think he's a unicorn?
Colorado State play that
rocked his world.
I'm sorry, Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado State when they put him out the game with
Colorado
the dirty
State,
hit.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the and okay, you're this generational guy that can play both ways. You don't think you're a target? You're even more of a target. I just think it's hard.
So you don't think he's a unicorn?
It's hard. Even if he's a unicorn, I don't think that the type of unicorn that he is talking about that he is and wants to be in this league, I don't think that exists. That unicorn doesn't exist.
Hey.
I don't think it can exist is my argument.
But
at some point your body is going, you know what? I know we're not doing, at some point your body is going to be like, what the hell are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and from a longevity standpoint, even let's say you're a team looking at drafting him. Let's say you're the Titans looking at drafting him 1 overall.
Yeah.
Also, with that kind of investment, if he is that unicorn that can play on both sides of the ball, how much of a career is he going to have with that kind of wear and tear on your body at this level in this league? And people in here are like, well, he's done it his whole life. Okay, well, guess what? That's even more argument to say the tread on the tires is already, wearing down. So I completely get the generational talk with him as far as both sides of the ball and what he could do. And then, does he contribute on special teams too as a rookie? Then you're looking at that. That's even more. I don't think so. So I know we're not doing this till 4, but my question for Travis Hunter in an interview would be, you're not the best corner in the draft. You're not the best wide receiver in this draft. So why should you be picked number 1 overall?
That's a good one.
That would be my question.
You know what my response would be?
What?
I'm the best player in football. And not only do I think that, but the world thought that because I was the best player in college. So unless you have a farm system that you're about to go draft from, the best player won the Heisman. I'm the best player in this league without question. That's getting ready to come in this league. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I played on both sides of the ball.
David in the chat said he is the best wide receiver. Yeah, it's arguable.
I think it's definitely arguable. My other part. So, what would concern you more, the durability of him? Because what thing that doesn't concern me is his conditioning. I think he has an iron lung.
No, I'm not worried about the conditioning.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
just the durability.
Dude just played 111 snaps a game in college. I'm not worried about the conditioning part of it.
Right.
I'm worried about this is the big boy league with, the best of the best, the strongest of the strongest, all of that. I would be worried about not the conditioning, the durability of his body to be able to excel on both sides of the ball, which is what I think makes him appealing as a number 1 pick, right?
Yep.
As the number 1 pick, I need to specify that as the number 1 pick. I would worry about the durability and the ability of his body to stay healthy, to not have injuries, to not wear down. I mean, listen, they don't play 17 games in college.
No.
And this year was the first year they played, close to it if you won the national championship.
Right.
Now with the college football playoff. So eventually it'll get there, but Colorado wasn't in the college football playoff. He didn't play that many games, so
right.
I don't know.
Well,
I think it's a concern. Is that fair?
No, it is fair. The durability part of it, no question. Especially when we hear people say they're searching for the candy bar. They're looking for the matchup. So in other words, looking for the mismatch. And wherever they can get you, if you're traveling with the receiver, we want to bring you in motion and get you caught up in the trash blocking, somebody roll up on your leg. Like, we're trying to do all of these things.
Right.
There's an average of 153 plays in the NFL. So somewhere between...
That includes everything.
That's
special teams.
All of that. Yeah. Special teams, kickoff, everything included. The average NFL team plays about 63 snaps per game on each side of the ball. So that's 126. If he did 111 in college. If he were to do if I was a team and I could promise him 95 snaps, would you feel better with that? On both sides of the ball. Now, take this into account, too. In 2022 NFL season, more than 60% of offensive snaps were played with 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 3 wide receivers.
More than 60%?
Yep, more than 60% of offensive snaps. More than 83% of all offensive snaps come with the quarterback in some form of shotgun formation.
Yep.
So maybe some of those players, you got 4 wide receivers that they may go 5. You could put him in the backfield and him split out. So
now you're doing everything.
Now you're doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
He was asked about becoming a returner to his game.
I don't know about returning. I already got 2 jobs on my hand.
Travis, your decision to come and work out
That's
at
a no.
what was behind it?
There was no decision. I mean, I'm listed as both.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get to the 153 play mark.
He's like, nah, I'm good.
I'm straight on that. But
I'm
that's
good.
also knowing who you are. That's knowing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If I were a GM, I would say yes, you're gonna play 60 snaps on the defensive side of the ball. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We'll give you 35.
Where would you play him?
I play him at corner.
Corner.
I play him at corner.
Okay.
But you getting 35 snaps on the offensive side of the ball. Now,
I'd be okay with that.
be okay with it.
Yeah.
You would have to put him at 100% of the snaps on defense.
At corner.
Because it's impossible to get into a groove as a cornerback if you're continuously coming out of the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So David in the chat said, okay, what wide receivers are better? I mean, I think there's a couple, right? Who's the
I think the
Luther Burden's one of them.
Luther Burden is one, even though he had a fall off this year. Expect him to be back to who he is.
Yeah.
Emeka, what is it? How you say his name?
Ibuka, yeah.
Yeah.
Out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think when it comes to
I
route
would put
running, he's
him
more
above
precision.
that.
Yes, his
Above
precision
him.
is serious.
Maybe
T-Mac from
Arizona. Not Arizona.
Hold on. We get this together for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they call him?
McMillan.
McMahon.
McMillan.
You call him Tet or T-Mac.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a couple nicknames.
I think
Yeah.
he's probably right now the consensus best receiver in the draft, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I would say Luther Burden is probably second, despite like a not great.
Okay, here we
senior
go.
year.
So right now they have Matthew Golden at Texas
Yep.
listed too.
Oh yeah, Golden, yeah.
Luther Burden, Trey Harris, forget about him.
Right.
At Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Emeka is at 5.
What about Bond? He's
Mm,
no.
I don't see him.
Okay.
Jaden Higgins from Iowa State, Jalen Noel at Iowa State, Jalen Royals at Utah State, Tez Johnson at Oregon.
But see, a lot of people don't even have Travis Hunter listed under wide receiver.
Isaiah
either.
Bond is listed at 14th. Yep.
Okay. So
Okay.
he's probably
So
maybe you can put it better than Bond. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's at the combine as a DB, which is why we heard from him.
But he's not working out. He's not doing any drills. He
Right.
said that today.
Well, nobody. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people have backed out on drills.
a lot of your top 10 prospects are out.
Mm-hmm.
How about the injury update on Abdul Carter? Okay, I promise we'll get to these phone lines here in a second, but just real quick, Abdul Carter, foot injury, right? So during all of his medical testing, they found a fracture in his foot that has to have surgery, correct?
So,
Steph-
I
Either
don't-
or.
So I don't think
Either
it's I don't think it's actually a fracture. I think it's a.
It's a stress fracture, isn't it?
Yeah, somebody lied then, so.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Find out the real story. But regardless, I don't care.
Red flags.
I mean, and bless his heart. Like, how awful is that? You find out in your medical testing where you're positioning yourself to be the number 1 overall pick that
You've been fighting through
you
it.
have something wrong in
It's
your
a
foot.
stress reaction, which I don't know.
Stretch reaction.
I don't know what the difference is, but
don't either.
I've heard someone specifically say it's not a fracture. It's different.
Okay, but it's something that
An injury to his foot.
could
Yes.
need surgery.
And could need surgery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or he would need a bolt in his foot.
Well, that's a little scary when
Screw.
you're talking about an edge guy, right?
Yeah, screw.
Yep.
That's concerning. Let's get some of your phone calls. We got a lot of people that want to talk about Travis Hunter. So we will start with, I never do this, Dwayne in Old Hickory. Travis Hunter.
guys.
Hey, Dwayne.
Hey, guys, I love the show.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to comment. I wanted to know if y'all heard what Champ Bailey had to say about how there's no way possible for him to play both sides of the ball in the NFL. Because we all know what a freak athlete Champ Bailey was in college and how good he was in the NFL. And I'm going to take his word for it. Playing both sides of the ball, that's going to be difficult in the NFL against those freakish athletes.
Yep.
It's going to be
Just
tough to
wanted to hear
do.
what you guys thought about that. And, maybe some of the time offense, defense, but not full games.
Yeah. So Champ Bailey played both sides of the ball in college. And so that's probably why he was asked, or why his opinion is pertinent on that. I did not hear what he actually said.
He said no to in the NFL. He said where college was different.
Okay. Gotcha. So anyway, yeah. Thank you for the call, Dwayne. That is where I stand. That's my take on it. And to me, if you're not going to play both sides, if Travis Hunter isn't both sides of the ball all the time, is he worth a number 1 overall pick? That's my argument.
And this is from Champ Bailey. Travis is probably more refined in coverage than I was at that age. He has been schooled better at this point. I mean, his coach is Deion Sanders, one of the best to ever play corner. His hands are in the right place, his eyes are in the right place, and he understands route concepts and where the ball is going. His interceptions are often because he's going to the spot he knows where the ball is going. The big difference between me and Travis, people could see him coming more. A lot of guys play both ways in high school, return kicks and punts, play in the band at halftime, and they get to college. And the coaches who recruited them, who said they love the versatility, now tell them the second day of camp, you're here, and that's it. But people could see Travis coming. He did it at Jackson State before transferring in 23, and Prime said he was going to let him do it at Colorado. So there wasn't even a question from his coach. I mean, that's kind of...
Yeah, I just think it's hard in the NFL. Let's check in line 5, Kevin in Mount Juliet. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, guys. My take on this is similar to Don's, and I would add this. I think NFL athletes are the best athletes in the world, and I think there are a lot of corners right now in the NFL that could play wide receiver if they needed to play wide receiver. I think athletically they could do it. I think the only reason Travis Hunter played both ways is because coaches he played for at Jackson State and at Colorado wanted him to. And I think that based on the roster sizes, NFL teams don't need guys to play both sides of the ball. I don't think that longevity would be on his side for playing both sides of the ball with number of snaps. And I just don't think logistically in practice, you can practice in the NFL both sides of the ball. Us high school coaches, we can get guys practice on both sides because we spend, 45 minutes on offense and go to defense, and they can do that. So I don't think this guy is any better equipped to play both sides of the ball in the NFL as current guys that are playing in the NFL and could. I think that a team needs to decide where he fits in best with them, and if they're high on his board, they take him. But I don't think there's anything about him playing both sides of the ball that would warrant him being the number 1 pick, and that's my take on it.
Good call.
That's spoken from a coach right there.
Yeah, my pushback on that would be, I think when you look at him and the way he plays the spot is different. I think when you start talking about professionals, they master something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think.
But you're continually.
Yeah, but I don't think, to his point, though, I don't think there's guys that we can go over there to the Titans and say, NWI, can you go over here and play corner? I don't think it's that. It's that wide range to pull from. Like everybody can do that. Everybody can't do that.
Which is why we're even talking about
That's why we're having this
Travis
conversation.
Hunter.
That's what I'm saying. And that's
No,
what
I
Travis
agree
Hunter
to that.
knows.
But I see what his point was, talking about those that have focused on corner. A lot of times your corners were wide receivers in
Yeah.
high school too. You know,
Right.
they played both sides of the ball in high school. You see it all the time.
Right.
You know, or, you know, a receiver that played quarterback in high school or what have you. So I see what he's saying from
No,
that
I
standpoint.
get that.
but-
And I think his spot is cornerback. But I do think he is talented enough and enough of a ball magnet. You watched him on the cornerback spot on defense to be able to say, dude is going, like I keep saying, the 50-50 balls, give me him. I'm fine with him. Comeback catches 50-50 balls and him knocking the ball down if he doesn't have the opportunity to catch it. But he's going to attack that ball and go catch it. Now, I'm with you. Him not going to play 65 plays on offense either after he's playing 60 on defense. But I am cool with him going to get packages in it.
Yeah. You want an offensive package here and there?
Yeah.
We'll throw you a bone.
I totally get it. Like, why would I take him over and put him in a spot where I know it's a wide receiver number one coming out? Why wouldn't I take the wide receiver number one? And yeah, that don't make sense.
To me, all of this
He's a wild card, though.
is why he's not the number one overall pick. Dustin in the chat, we're going to take a break here, but I just want to leave you with this. Where is it? Oh, come on, Davenport.
Is it about him saying it's easier to play both ways in football than baseball?
No, it's the immature.
Oh, I saw
Arrogant.
that. Everything that he said today made him sound very arrogant and immature, and it's stupid to pick him number one. Dustin Gill in the chat.
I'm a